Horse Lakado D, a song of joy, a song of welcome. Pages 20 and 21, let's sing together Lakado D. Lakado D, Mikrak, Mikrak, Kala, Pene, Pene, Shabbat, Mikabala. Lakado D, Mikrak, Mikrak, Kala, Pene, Pene, Shabbat, Mikabala. Shamor v'zachor b'diborecha, Ishmi anu el ameinu chai, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem tiferet v'litfilah la 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 l'chado v'yikrak v'yikrak kala, Pnei pnei Shabbat v'kadova. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva oref uri, 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 shir daveri. Kevod Adonai alai, la 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 kadoti. Mikrak, mikrak, kala. Pnei, pnei, Shabbat, mikabala. Lekala, kadodi, mikrak, mikrak, kala. Pnei, pnei, Shabbat, mikabala. Oh, shalom, aterekala. Yam esimcha u'beshama. Glory, the Baruch Hu, page 29, the Baruch Hu. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Do you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu Adonai Olam. Baruch Adonai Le'olam Va'ed. Le'olam Va'ed. Yalai God, you are as near to us as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. Together we turn to pages 34 and 35 as we recite the eternal watchword of our faith. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Page 39, let's read together at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. The winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. But there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching, and singing together. Page 40, Michamoka.
Well, Sarah, thank you for just stepping in here. I said, Sarah, you want to help sing tonight? Said, yeah. You know, so,
brought you a cue sheet.
yeah. No cue sheets, nothing. We're ad-libbing as we go tonight. But we turn to this prayer, the Hashivenu. We ask God to spread over us a shelter, like the one we're under tonight, over us, over all Israel, over all the world. Great peace. Page 42. Sing Hashivenu.
Shivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, Eloheinu Shomreinu L'chaim, Ashirenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, Eloheinu Shomreinu L'chaim.
As we turn to the tefillah, there's a short prayer. That's at the top of page 47. These two lines are written by a Reform rabbi in the 20th century, a sermon from St. Louis. Wrote, pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depends on you. On our third Friday of the month, Tikkun, Olam, Shabbat. Remember, it's in our hands to make the world a better place. I ask you to stand for the tefillah as we ask God to remember us for the sake of all of our ancestors, the fathers and the mothers of
Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Ha'ikor, Ha'noah, Omer Hasadim Tovim, V'konei Ha'kol, Zocher Hasei Ha'alokim Ma'od, U'megi Kulam V'nei V'man Shemo Ve'ara, Melech Oser U'Moshiach U'Magid, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Asagi Boria Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol V'Shia, Morid V'Tah, Mechakel La'im V'Chesed, Mechayeh Matim V'Rachamim Rabim, Somer Noflim V'Rafeh Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayeh Emunato, Yishelei Afar, Ichamotam Ba'akibrot, Umidom Elah, Melech Nimi, Umekayeh, Umasbiach Yeshua, Emunatan Achayot, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Havel. Atah kadosh, Yeshua kadosh, U'kedoshim b'kol yom yakadosh b'sema. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el Hakol.
Will you be seated? We'll continue together in the English at the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. May this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh. We continue with songs of peace. Shalom Rav. Ask God to bring peace for us, for Israel, to all the world. You can find it on page 60. With words and melodies of peace in our hearts and minds, we pause for a moment to look within, find out on prayer on this Sabbath evening.
Shalom, Rama, Oya, say Shalom, Aleinu, Le'akom, Israel, Vayimeru, say Shalom, Oya, say Shalom,
Our thoughts turn to those who are in need of healing. As we turn to the Mishabera, the healing prayer on page 253. We're thinking of several members of our extended community who are in need of healing. We're thinking tonight of Linda Alexander, Marty Aronson, Laurie Cantora, Michael Valbora, Shlomo David Levine Gampava, Juliet Appel Duncanson, Jay Frank, Ellen Gilman, Don Goldstein, Joanne Goodman Stewart, Jim Graham, David Greenberg, Roberta Heinrich, Linda Hope, Kathy Horowitz, Julian Horwich, Allison Jordan, Marcia Kearns, Floyd Keene, Ronna Kramer, David Cooperman, Phyllis Leff, Rich Leonard, Marilyn Loesch, Michael Mallard, Barry Marin, Leah Moskoff, Enrique Neufeld, James O'Neill, Marnie Rabin, Judy Rosenberg, Marty Rudow, Marlene Sampson, Gretchen Sauer, Marvin Schwartz, Michelle Slutsky, Barry Weiss, Shirley Weiss, Stephen Wall, Zev Raphael, and Leah Shisha. Are there any names you'd like to hold up this evening for a healing blessing? Please stand as on the torch.
Diana Malkramsky and Phyllis Coffey.
Jonathan Klein.
Gary King.
Brenda Jones.
So we will allow those who hold in their hearts, those whose names we don't even know, we ask God to remember them all. Bring them healing of body, mind, and spirit as we sing Debbie Friedman's arrangement of the Shabbat in the middle of page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the one was before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say, Amen. Those in need of healing, with the full Shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
As I mentioned a few minutes ago, this is the third Friday of the month, which is always our Tikkun Olam Shabbat, the Sabbath that we devote to thinking about issues in the world, what we can do to make the world a better, more whole, and healed place. And so it's my honor to ask Netta to come up and introduce our speaker for this evening. And I can tell you that she's the reason I'm wearing orange tonight. As disheveled as it may look, as my wife pointed out.
Always listen to your wife. Diane Bosey has been involved in the Metro IAF, Do Not Stand Idly By, and National Gun Safety Consortium for 10 years. This is a little bit different from probably what you are used to through Moms Demand Action. And all the other groups who focus on legislation, we're focusing on gun safety. And I say we because we are a part of Lake County United. Macomb is a part. So Legacy Solel joined in 2007, so it's been a long time. And Metro IAF is part of our Lake County United is part of Metro IAF. Diane has worked on the Metro IAF campaign to work to reduce gun violence for 10 years. As a member of the National Gun Safety Consortium staffing and leadership team, Diane works closely with public officials and law enforcement members. She lives in Oak Park, so she came a ways to speak here, and is active in United Power for Action and Justice, Lake County United's sister organization in Cook County.
Thank you, Meta, and thank you for including me in your beautiful service this evening. I was especially moved on page 37. I memorized the page number when I read about don't just turn over your prayers to God, but act, call upon yourself. And I think that's what we all work and strive to do. The work of the National Gun Safety Consortium began 10 years ago following the horrific events of Sandy Hook. We initially launched in March of 2013 with a campaign called Do Not Stand Idly By. It's Metro IAF's only national campaign and includes affiliates of ours from across the country. So from the beginning of this work, we have been laser focused on ways to act on gun violence that are nonpartisan, achievable, and not dependent on legislation. We support the work of those working on legislative action, but knew that we could perhaps find another path that would work in tandem. After extensive research, we decided to focus on gun safety, which was not necessarily on anyone's radar in 2013. We spent 10 years focusing our power on the people who have the most power to enact significant change. the gun manufacturers who profit from these deadly products, and their largest customers, the military, law enforcement, and federal agencies who purchase from them every single day. We learned early on that nearly 40% of the gun industry's business comes directly from public purchases. That's powerful leverage that was not being addressed and has not been used to benefit all of us. So we started organizing this public power. Some of our early successes included organizing 150 public officials across the country to use their influence as customers, encouraging them to press, block, and Sig Sauer, some of the other major manufacturers, on dealer accountability. We pressed the Obama administration to take action on advancing gun safety technology. And in one of his executive orders in 2016, he instructed the National Institute of Justice, part of the DOJ, to study and release a report on baseline specifications for smart guns suitable for law enforcement and potentially the public. In 2018, through a successful shareholder resolution that we co-led against Sturm Ruger and Smith & Wesson, they were then required to report to shareholders on what they're doing to improve the safety of their products. And guess what the report said? It took them 40 pages to say to us, it's not our responsibility. And they went so far as to say, there's no reputational risk to us. So where does that leave us? An industry that doesn't feel compelled to do anything to improve the safety of their products. The toll of gun-related deaths and injuries, as you all well know, is driven by a lot of factors. But to us, and the work that we're doing, the fact that less than half of the gun owners in this country, less than half, regularly secure their firearms, that ranks as one of the key components of our campaign. Youth firearm suicide is at its highest rate. Every day, 17 to 44 veterans die by suicide, and 64% of those are through a firearm. Stolen gun rates are on the rise, especially from vehicles. And as gun sales have surged, so has the number of unintentional shootings and incidents with children. It's now considered the leading cause of death for children between the ages of 1 and 19. Yet there are practical strategies that Americans typically can all agree on. So in 2020, we launched the National Gun Safety Consortium. It's a partnership between municipalities and law enforcement departments to reduce gun violence using a unique strategy to build a market for new products that keep guns safe from theft, unauthorized use, and accidental discharge. And it's based on some key principles and some research findings. One, we know that any effort to change the habits of gun owners must involve engaging gun owners, not just talking at them. And many gun owners believe that they must have access to their firearms within a few seconds. This belief and this assumption often underlies gun owners' choice to leave their guns unsecured. And over the years, we've developed relationships with entrepreneurs who've recognized the lack of innovation by the gun industry and are creating new gun security devices that are designed to allow only an authorized user rapid access, in contrast to, say, a cable lock, which takes longer to unlock. These mobile rapid release locking devices work in a variety of scenarios, including in cars or while somebody's carrying. And there are other products that promote harm reduction that are coming out that include motion sensors with built-in alarms and geolocation devices for personal guns or stolen guns. So we believe as products like this gain market acceptance and a critical mass of gun owners determine that they're reliable, they're effective, and they're easy to use, that they have the potential to help gun owners consistently secure their firearms. And that's the goal. That's what we're striving towards. And we know that law enforcement is a trusted messenger for gun owners, particularly on products and how they apply to guns. So law enforcement validation and user acceptance of new kinds of gun security products is is really critical and carries weight in the civilian market. So through the consortium, we are working with law enforcement departments to conduct hands-on evaluation of these products. And to date, we've completed 162 evaluations from 20 municipalities throughout the country on 9 products, and 5 departments are currently, they just received them a couple of weeks ago, testing a smart gun. It's one of the first ones available. Several of the locks that law enforcement like and that have been given some funding are available in the marketplace now in limited quantities, and we're continuing to add departments and test more products. This is not something I thought I would be doing at age 58, by the way. It's working on this, but it's important work, and I'm learning a lot. Now we're moving into our second phase. We're engaging civilian gun owners. We're working with a healthcare company in New York to do an accredited gun owner study. The National Academy of Pediatrics has turned to us. We consulted on their new policy statement on reducing gun violence that affects children. And we're meeting with them to talk about some partnering on initiatives. And in states with newly enacted safe gun storage requirements, thanks to the work of many of you involved in Mom's Command and Brady and all the other organizations. We support all of that work. This strategy that we have provides gun owners options as they seek to comply with those storage requirements. And we firmly believe this strategy offers a path to significant reductions in gun-related deaths and injuries. And personally, any one of the devices that our law enforcement departments have tested could have changed my life. When I was 3, I was at a neighbor's house and my friend picked up his father's gun and snuck up behind me and pulled the trigger. The bullet exited just below my eye. I was fortunate and had a lot of support and help, but in today's world of smart technology, we should be doing better. What happened to me doesn't need to happen to another child, not any longer. I thank you for your commitment to Lake County United and to the work that all of you are doing in support of changing the world. Thank you, and I'm going to ask Dave back.
Yeah, this speaks a whole lot better than so what is Lake County United doing? Well, there are a number of us who are working. We would like very much for law enforcement in Lake County to be a part of the testing of these locks and the smart guns. So far, that hasn't happened, although right now we understand that the sheriff, more than understand, I've been talking with him. The sheriff Idelberg is interested. He's trying to find the money, $2,500. We don't get these locks for free for them to buy them. But do you know any other law enforcement in Lake County, or do you know Sheriff Idelberg and you want to encourage them to join? Please do.
Thank you very much, Diane.
Say we have an extra.
Thank you very much, Diane. I appreciate you being here. Of course, this is Gun Violence Prevention Month, so that's why we're doing this speaking tonight. But we couldn't have known that it would come on the day that the assailant in the Tree of Life Synagogue was found guilty. And so it just reminds us again of how much we have to do, how far we still have to go. It's a couple of weeks before the 4th of July here. So we have a long way to go to make people more safe, but we're committed to it. So we'll keep pushing forward. We'll keep trying to make this world a better and a safer place. You ready for the Elated? Let's do it. Let's stand for the Elated, the bottom of page 282.
Aleinu Tishareach Lado Nako, Lateiku Avil Sereshi, Shalom Samudiyah Lasot, Vedot Samadu, Mishpachot Adamah, Shalom Samudiyah Kayem, Vedot Rabbeinu, Vedot Amonam, Ananu Kori, Umishkachami, Mori, Nifnei Malkei Malkei, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. L'nehema, Shevaya Adonai, L'melech HaOlam, Hayom Hahu, Hayom Hahu, Yeh Adonai Echad, U'Shema, U'Shema, U'Shema.
Our thoughts turn now to all those who've departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, and all those whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. In our community in particular, we are in the period of Shiloshim, of 30 days mourning. For Faye Grossman, for Dr. Linda Randall, for Mark David Graff, and for Sharon Toby Shapiro. And we observe the Yortzeit, it's the anniversary of their deaths this Shabbat. Fern Abels, Dorothy Balkin, Morton Behrman, Helen Cooper, Philip Adelheit, Lucy Flom, Norma Goldman, Maurice Goodman, Dora Gordon Rosenberg, Lois Greenberg, Edith Jacobson, Bernard Kleinberg, Richard Kleinberg, Kenneth Kurtzen, Lori Lowe, Joseph Rideau, Milton Robin, Sandra Rubenstein, Marilyn Schiffman, Murray Schiffman, Edie Shanken, Florence Soloff, Ruth Meyer-Steiner, Elaine Kraustone, and Lillian Weiner. Anyone else have a Yortzeit or name they'd like to mention? In love and in memory, then we turn to page 294 as we say the word of the Kaddish Yacham. Yikadav, Yikadash, Shem Rabah, Yamad, Yivah, Yimtei, Yamid, Malkutei, Yechayecho, Yomecho, Uchaye, Yecho, Beit Israel, Badala, Uzman, Kavi, Yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabah, Mivorach, Leolam, Lomei Omayim. Yifarak, Yishabat, Yifar, Yiframan, Yifaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shmei B'Kudishah, B'Richu, Le'elam, Yimcho, Birchata, V'Shirata, Tushvachata, V'Nechanata, Gamiran, V'Alma, V'Yiru, Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Yisrael V'Yiru, Amen. Osei Shalom V'Ramav, U'Yasei Shalom, Aleinu V'Al Yisrael V'Yiru, Amen. May God, the source of peace, send peace to all of us who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us all say, Amen. You may be seated. Alan, you got some announcement for us?
Sure do. Should have been bonfire Shabbat, right? Shabbat Shalom, Alan Berkelhammer, Vice President of Administration here at Macomb Soil Lakeside. On behalf of the board, clergy and staff, I wanted to thank everyone for attending this evening, whether virtually or in person. Special thanks to tonight's speaker, Diane Posey, for both sharing your story as well as your message. Coming up this weekend, Saturday's Shabbat Torah study and morning minyan will be on Zoom at 9:15. There will be no adult enrichment for the rest of June. Sorry. Only one round. Adult enrichment will resume on July 16th with Rabbi Serrata, and then on August 13th with Cantor O'Brien. Both will be in person and virtual. We hope to see you there. Help us take action with Tikkun Olam. Now through June 19th, we are collecting school supplies for Good Hope Free Will Baptist Church. And be sure to check out your weekly Shabbat at Macomb and Macomb at Home for all virtual links, information, and all things happening at Macomb during our fun summer Shabbat series, which hopefully will be warmer than this. Lastly, a quick reminder to make your 2023-2024 community commitment. You can do that online or call the office if you need some help. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Let's do an easy closing song so we can all sing. Ein Keloheinu. There's no excuse for not knowing the words. Ein Keloheinu. That's good. Page 322. Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonai, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshiach. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshiach.
Before we turn to the blessings over the things we eat and share some fellowship together, remind you that this is also the weekend of Juneteenth, and that I declared a public fast for Juneteenth itself. This is something that has happened throughout Jewish history. If you want to read up a little bit more about it, if you haven't read my quarterly article, take a look there. But occasionally rabbis call fasts to remind people of the solemnity and purpose of the day. So now that Juneteenth is a national holiday, it behooves us to figure out how do we mark, how do we commemorate this moment. And it seems to me that it's a time of justice denied, of justice delayed. And then one way to think about that is to fast. Now this fast is not like a Yom Kippur fast. It's just from sun up to sundown. So you can do that wherever you are. I'm sure some of you, I know some of you are signed up to break fast here on Monday evening with members of the church from East Garfield Park, the Good Hope Free Will Baptist Church. We're coming up to join us. So we hope that we can break bread together and break that fast together, and not only mark the solemnity of that day, but also the joy of freedom that comes from that day. And with that, we'll turn to the blessings. The Kiddush Cup this week is in honor of the wedding anniversary of Ryan and Nancy Griffin. Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei bria. There's a special color. Ooh, yeah. It's orange. This month. It's truly orange. Let's say the blessing. We'll see how Shabbat shalom.